Hi guys, it's Dory. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to discuss weight loss surgery and my vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery personally that I had on September 12th, 2016 in Hartford, Connecticut with Dr. Darren Tischler. This is actually my 22-month post-op update. I am a couple of days late. My 22 months exactly occurred on the 12th, which was on Tuesday, and today is Thursday, so I'm 2 days off. Actually, today is Friday now that I think about it, and that means I'm 3 days overdue for my video that I planned on making. I actually just want to make a video to talk about some things that I've learned within this 22-month period. Some things are not going to come as a shock to you. Some things are going to be, something that you normally would do. But these are kind of some helpful hints that I have learned along the way that have helped my journey. Some of these I have to remind myself on a daily basis of. Some things I have to remind myself once in a great while of, because most of the time I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but sometimes I'm not. So these are some things for people who may be pre-op, or some things that people who are just out of surgery or even just need a refresher on. These may help you. So let me get right to it. So first off, let me just go over my stats. I'm 45 years old. I had surgery when I was 44. I am 5'4.25", but I always just say 5'4". I remeasured myself at the doctor's office because I used to be 5'5", and then I wasn't quite sure what I was because I did not weigh myself for years and years. Measure myself. And so when I was at the doctor's about maybe 9 months ago, I had them remeasure me. I have heard though some people who have gained inches because they're not being weighed down by all that weight on their spine. So anyways, so that is that. My highest recorded weight was 333.5 pounds. I don't know exactly when that was. It was shortly before surgery. The day of surgery, after I did my pre-op diet, which was 10 days, it consisted of sugar-free things during the day, sugar-free popsicles, sugar-free Jell-O, lots of water, protein shakes, and then I was able to have a meal in the afternoon, which was like chicken breast, skinless, boneless chicken breast, and vegetables. I probably averaged about 700 to 800 calories a day. Definitely from the shakes, I would get 90 to 100 grams of protein. And then the day before surgery, it was all liquids. And then after midnight, before the day of surgery, there was nothing to eat or drink. Today I come at you, I was 171.7. Today I'm 173.5. I think I may be getting my cycle again, which is kind of wonky. But I am retaining water. Yesterday, I did not drink a lot of water. I was just forgetting throughout the day. And so that might be it. I'm not worried about it. It's only a couple pound fluctuation, not a big deal. So what have I learned, you might ask? What have I learned during this 22 months? One of the things I've learned, and just so you know, I did not write anything down. These are things that I remind myself of often. I may forget some, I'm not sure. I'll address that in another video if I do. I probably should have prepared and written them down, but who has time for all that? I have 4 kids at home, and I ain't got time for that. But one of the big things that I learned throughout this 22 months is to trust your journey. Trust your medical team and listen to their advice. They are in that position as surgeons and nutritionists and dietitians and physical assistants or physician assistants. That's what they are. That's what PA is, not physical. Until I crack myself up sometimes. And so they're in that position for a reason. They know a lot more about bariatrics than we do. So I would say, first and foremost, trust your journey. There are going to be times, especially in the pre-op phase and right fresh out of surgery, that you are going to have little stalls here and there. I know 3 weeks out is a big stall for people. You may not lose any weight. You may have gained a pound. But definitely trust your journey. If you go back and look at my videos, I have tons of videos when I was fresh out of surgery, just wondering, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I failing myself? Is my surgery not going to work? There's so many days that you sit there and you analyze. Just do what you're told to do, especially in the first year. If they tell you don't drink alcohol in the first year, don't drink alcohol. If they tell you to get in 90 grams of protein a day for the first 6 months, get in 90 grams of protein a day for the first 6 months. If they tell you don't chew gum, don't chew gum. If they tell you not to guzzle down your drink and to not use a straw, listen, the jury's still out on that one, but if that's what they tell you to do, it's better to obey what you're told by the professionals than to not obey. You can never, I've never seen a bariatric patient who has failed go back and say, I failed because I obeyed. No, they failed most likely. I would say there's maybe 90% of what I'm saying is directed at them. But they will go back and say, no, because I ate too much, I drank too much, I gave into alcohol, I eat carbs, all these different things. There's never going to be someone who failed who goes back and says, I followed my surgeon's advice to a T. I did what they said, I ate what they said, I exercised when they told me to, I didn't exercise when they didn't tell me to, etc., etc. I would say 10% of those, maybe something chemically with their body didn't take right with the surgery was not performed correctly. There are some surgeons who just don't know what they're doing and do not perform the surgery correctly, the way it was intended to be. And that goes for whether it's a bypass, a distal, vertical sleeve, whether it's a lap band, whether it's this new balloon technique. If the person doing it does not do it correctly, no matter what you do, it won't work. With that being said, follow your doctor's advice. If you go to see the nutritionist and the dietitian and they give you some great sound advice and you follow that advice when you are newly out of surgery, you are going to be a success story. Now, that being said as well, once you reach a certain point in your surgery and your post-op months, years, there's going to come a time when your body has just reached the point where it's not in maintenance. You're not done losing. It's just that you need to shake things up a bit. You need to change your eating. You may have to reassess with the dietitian and the nutritionist. If you are pre-op and you're just watching this, one of the best advice I could give you is to research your surgeon's office, the person that you are trusting yourself with for your whole entire journey. Because believe me, your journey does not stop at 2 years post-op or 3 years post-op or when you reach maintenance. Your journey will continue for the rest of your life because this isn't a magic pill. This is a tool. The tool will only work as much as you work it. If you are using a hammer and you're hammering a nail in the wall and you've hit it 2 times but the nail is not going in, you're not going to just say, okay, I've hammered 2 times, I've used my tool, I'm done. No, you're going to go ahead and say, I need to continue hammering until the nail is completely in. And then even after that, I may have to pull it out a little bit to hang my picture or nail it back in over the years because it's come loose. Whatever, it's the same thing. We are using our tool to the best of our ability for as long as our life will continue on this earth, because things will come and go. There will be times in your life that you are emotional and you are going to emotionally eat. You're going to have regain, whether it's 5 pounds or 50 pounds. You're going to continue on your journey, pick yourself up, hit that restart button, and start all over. So the best advice would be to follow your surgeon's recommendations for your tool. There are different recommendations for different weight loss surgeries. There are some that are that you malabsorb your vitamins and nutrients. There are some that you do not have that issue with the malabsorption. Which brings me to another point that I've learned. Take your vitamins. Take them when they tell you after surgery to take them, when they tell you to stop them prior to surgery, when they tell you to restart them at 2 weeks post-op or 4 weeks post-op, whether you have scripts after surgery for heartburn, for if you take Prilosec, if you take your pain meds, just listen and take them. Vitamins and minerals are very important in our body. Whether you have one surgery or the other, the vitamins that you take will be different, but follow the advice of your surgeon and take your vitamins. I was just taking my vitamins for the first year was extremely easy. I had them by my bed. And I'll go over what vitamins I take. Now remember, your surgery, if it's different, you are going to have a different set of vitamins. What I'm going to tell you is what I was recommended for the vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery that I had. I started out taking 1 Flintstones Complete with iron in the morning and 1 Flintstones Complete with iron in the evening. With that, I would take my biotin, which was something I took for hair loss. I did not have any hair loss. My hair is thin to begin with. I was very nervous. I do not have any hair loss. I would take my D3 with that as well. Then before bed, I take my calcium citrate. Now, I'm going to tell you that the calcium citrate has to be taken at a different time, at least 5 hours from your multivitamin, which in my case was Flintstones, because the iron in your vitamins will counteract the calcium citrate in those pills. I take my calcium and my B12 before bed every day. I have always taken berry melts with the exception of the Flintstones and the, what was the other one? The biotin were not through berry melts. About 6 months ago, I won a contest through that company. So they sent me a 90-day supply of the multivitamin, the B12, the biotin, vitamin C, and what's the other one? Vitamin C and iron combination. And if I didn't say it already, the calcium citrate. That was all through berry melts. I am now 22 months post-op. My tastes have changed, which will be another thing I will talk about in a moment. So I do not like the berry melts with the exception of the calcium citrate and the B12. And so my tastes have changed. I had to edit into this video because my phone stopped for no apparent reason. But in any event, my taste buds have changed, and so I am now going back to the Flintstones Complete with iron, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon or evening time, and then right before bed I'll do the calcium citrate and my B12 and vitamin D3. That's what I take now. The biotin, because I'm 22 months out, I do not really take it anymore. If it's there, I'll take it, but I'm not taking it on a consistent basis. I am, however, still using my biotin and collagen shampoo that I have been using since pre-op. Okay, and then now I just want to talk a little bit about the changing taste buds. So in the beginning, pre-op, I would drink the Premier protein shakes. I would drink those in chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and caramel with no problem. No issues. I like them. I would drink them. Of course, chocolate I like the best, but I would use the vanilla as a creamer for my coffee. No problem. Now, once I had the surgery, almost immediately after I had surgery, I could not eat drink any flavor except chocolate. Now, we all know that chocolate is, dare I say, a woman's best friend. For me, it is so good. I don't abuse it. I don't eat chocolate on a regular basis. I don't eat chocolate bars. I don't eat candy like that. But when there's a flavor of something, if I'm going to have it, it's going to be, well, possibly chocolate. There are other flavors I like too in certain things, but chocolate will probably be on the top of the list. So for my Premier Protein, I will drink chocolate. Some other things I don't like or that I started liking, some vegetables I didn't like before, now I like them. Onions, I never ate. My whole life, I did not touch onions, mostly for the texture, but I didn't like them. Now I love them. I'll eat them raw. I don't like onion rings because the texture of the onion being all worm-like is not something I don't like. I don't like it at all. Oh my gosh, I cracked myself up. Anyways, so yeah, so the taste buds totally change. There are some things that I really love that I didn't like before and vice versa. And that you'll probably find with yourself as well. Let's see, what else have I learned? I have learned that everyone is different. What works for me may not work for you. What works for you won't work for me. I have learned that this is a wonderful community of support for the most part. I have also learned that there are some people who are within the community at the beginning of your journey, and then a year into your journey, they drop off the face of the earth. You wonder about them. You wonder, have they gained their weight back? Do they not care? Were they just here to get support and not give support? But for the most part, you will be in touch with a wonderful group of people. I followed some of the same people I followed today. I followed pre-op. Some of you guys that are watching this video, I have followed your journey from the beginning when I was pre-op. If you are over 22 months, I probably followed your journey, and I probably spoke of you with my surgeon. Isn't that a fun fact? I may have even mentioned you guys and your channels and how they have helped me to make my decision about weight loss surgery, thus saving my life and giving my children their mother back. A little tidbit for you. What else have I learned? I have learned that no food is off limits. You heard me right. No food is off limits. Prior to surgery, you are wanting to have a food funeral, which is funny because I don't even know how this happened. I can't even tell you guys, but prior to surgery, I was all ready for it. Ready, couldn't wait. I ate, but I was eating really good prior to surgery. I started going paleo. I was following the paleo diet with my husband. That's how I lost most of the weight prior to the 10-day pre-op diet, liver shrinking diet, as you may have heard it called. And I don't know how this happened, but the day that I started my liquid pre-op diet, I was driving for Uber, and I kept going by all these places, pizza places, McDonald's, Chinese food, even healthy options that I was driving past as I'm doing Uber, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Oh, I should have gotten that yesterday. I should have had that one more time yesterday. What was I thinking? I'm already doing the diet. I should have done it yesterday. But guess what? I'm here to tell you that there is no food off limits. You will have everything that you've eaten before, just a teeny tiny bit less. You are going to have maybe I mean, I go out for Mexican food. The other day, my husband and I had an impromptu date. I had a gift certificate to my favorite Mexican restaurant called On the Border. My friends and I used to go there once a week, once every 2 weeks, for years. I love Mexican food. We would go there and I would get the seco tacos. There's like 3 of these fish tacos. I would get the rice and the beans, and I'd get 2 or 3 margaritas and chips and queso and guacamole live, and oh, the list goes on. I'm making myself hungry. So my husband and I went the other day. I had a few chips. I had some queso. I had ordered chicken tortilla soup without the tortilla strips. After I ate the chips and had the queso, I couldn't finish the soup. I took the soup home. But I had it. It was all at my disposal. I could have eaten if I wanted to. But I didn't want to. My stomach can't handle it because my stomach is small. Thankful that I had the surgery to have the restriction. And as I sat there and my husband indulged in his fajitas and steak and sour cream and avocado, guacamole, and all these things, as he's indulging, I looked and I thought, oh, I want to have it all. I want to eat it and eat it. But thank God I have this restriction and I can't. That is one of the reasons I chose the surgery I chose. I wanted to have the tiny belly so I couldn't indulge and be a glutton and eat it all. But I'm here to tell you that you can eat those foods again. In moderation, it's always the key. Whether you're post-op or pre-op, whether you have the surgery or not, moderation has always been told to us is the key to success in probably all that we do, quite honestly. But I have had ice cream, I have had Mexican, I have had McDonald's, I've had their French fries, I've had a McDonald's ice cream cone, I had one the other day. I've had an ice cream sandwich the other day. I've had French fries and chicken McNuggets. I have had burgers and whatever I wanted before. I've had pizza. I've had healthy pizza. I've had pizza with chicken crust. I've had pizza with a cheese crust. I've had regular pizza. I've had Costco pizza. I've had hot dogs. I've had bread. I've had toast. Over the last 22 months, I've had it. The first year, not so much. After that, I could stand it and tolerate it a little bit more, and it's a treat. It's a treat once in a while because nothing really should be off limits. I've had a Reese's peanut butter cup. I have had Kit Kat bars. I don't have more than 1 bar. I sometimes don't have more than 1 little sliver of it, but I've had it. So don't have food funerals because you're gonna have it again. Food is given to us by God. It is here for us to enjoy. Just some of us enjoyed it a little too much prior to surgery. And that's okay because now we've had surgery and we know better and we've become more educated and we've changed, and so have our eating habits. But there's really no need for a food funeral. You'll have cake for your birthday. It's really up to you how much of a piece you have. You'll learn how to choose wiser and choose better. And some of the surgeries, if you are one who cannot control yourself with the sugar, you should probably have a bypass because they dump. They have something called dumping syndrome. I know you'll hear that sleevers have it. Sleevers don't have dumping syndrome because it has to do with intestines being rerouted in the way that our anatomy will be after a bypass. For a sleeve, we do not have our intestines touched. But you'll hear people tell you that we have dumping syndrome. We don't. We can call it something else. We have a reaction per se to certain foods, but it's not the dumping syndrome that you get with bypass. But alas, you don't have to have a food funeral. You will indulge again. You will have alcohol again if it's something that you prefer, but don't go off the deep end and transfer one food addiction to another. I know people who have done it. It's really sad. It's sad to see, and it's more sad seeing them have to come back out of it than before. But I wish everybody so much success with their food choices, their alcohol choices, the choice not to have it, the choice to have it. The biggest thing that I've learned in this, and I'll close out with this for now, is we really have free will to eat or drink or indulge or whatever. It's really up to us the way that we use our tool. It is only there for us to, as a guide. The way that we use it is really on us. If you're gaining, it's on you. Your surgery didn't fail you, for that majority. It's really what you are choosing to put in your body or what you're choosing not to put in your body. I know for myself, if I go off the deep end and I want to binge, I'm going to see a gain, but I expect to see a gain. And I expect to get right back on the horse and ride away into the sunset on this journey that I have embarked on. For my children, for myself, for my husband, my wonderful family, whom I love so much. I have embarked on this journey. It's a journey that I'm going to come out on top of. It's a journey that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my husband working right now and getting the insurance and paying over $100 a week for insurance so I could have surgery, so I can have medical insurance in general. I'm thankful for those out there who are able to have the surgery. And I'm thankful to doctors who are in Mexico and other countries, the Dominican Republic and everywhere else, who do this at a discounted rate for people who don't have surgery. I'm thankful, so very thankful. And for that, and out of the thankfulness of my heart, my gratitude is going to come out in my success. And I wish everybody out there success. I hope that I've helped some people to know some things that have helped me. And I really, above all, hope that you all enjoy your journey. We have one life to live, you guys. Let's live the best life we can. I love this community. I love all of your wonderful stories and triumphs and even the tribulations. I'm there for you. If I can do anything for anybody, please, I'm here. If I've helped one person it is. And so for now, love one another, be kind, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day.